Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today is commemorated as World Conjoined Twins Day on 24th November every year. Conjoined fetuses are a rare types of identical twins that share a placenta and an amniotic sac. When the embryo divides at 13 to 15 days from conception, the incidence ranges from 1 of 50,000 or 1 of 1 lakh live births. Female fetuses are more commonly affected as the ratio of female to male is 3:1. No association with maternal age, race, parity, or heredity has been observed, and the reoccurrence risk is negligible. So, estimated incidence of conjoined twins can be 1 in 50,000 or 1 lakh births. The rate of stillbirth is high and is estimated to be around 60%. Currently, there is a lack of quality, timely, and reliable data in this regard. World Conjoined Twins Day, recognizing that the case of conjoined twins is a rare condition where the estimated incidence can be 1 in 50,000 births. The General Assembly decided to proclaim 24th November as a Conjoined Twins Day. The Assembly emphasized the need to address the condition of conjoined twins by raising awareness of the cases at all levels through a life course approach in cooperation with relevant United Nations agency and other stakeholders, as well as by advocating for their well-being and social inclusion while taking into account relevant agreed international standards, norms, and principles. Reaffirming the right of every human being without discrimination of any kind to the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health, the United Nations is committed to ensure lives to promote well-being for all at all ages, including by strengthening health systems and achieving universal health coverage and all other health-related targets and leaving no one behind. There is the need to scale up efforts to build and strengthen quality people-centered, sustainable, and resilient health systems, and to promote global partnerships with all relevant stakeholders to collaboratively support the efforts of member states as appropriate action, universal health coverage, and other health related targets of the Sustainable Development Goals. In the series, the United Nations strives to strengthen regional and international cooperation, multilateralism, global solidarity, coordination, and health governance toward the progressive realization of the right of the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health for all without distinction of any kind. Great strides have been made in improving people's health in recent years. However, inequalities in healthcare access still persist. The Sustainable Development Goals make a bold commitment to end the epidemics of AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and other communicable diseases by 2030. The aim of the aim to achieve universal health coverage and to provide access to safe and affordable medicines and vaccines for all. The World Health Organization is one of the many members of the UN family engaged in health related matters, which includes, among others, the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS, UNAIDS, the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, in support of reproductive, adolescent, and maternal health, and the health related activities of the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. Today is also commemorated as International Shift Worker Day on November 24th, annually celebrated on last Sunday of November, is about celebrating the hourly workers who keep our communities thriving through all of life's moments, big or small, exciting or nerve-wracking, shift after shift. So this day was initiated with a vision of creating thriving workplaces in every community. On International Shift Workers Sunday, we honor the workers who make sacrifices every day, often miss special occasions or events. The work regardless of the time of the day, but who is shift worker? A shift worker is a person who works in shifts, often changing schedules and working outside the standard 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. working day. From our daily shop at the coffee shop to the loved one's surprise birthday dinner and even nerve-wracking doctor's appointment, shift workers are there supporting us it all. And if ask shift workers how they like to be recognized for a job well done, the response is almost unanimous. A simple thanks or thank you goes a long way. A shift worker is an employee who works shifts and gets payment for working shift hours. Shift work can include evening, daytime, night, and early morning shifts with fixed or rotating schedules. Shift work jobs can create an opportunity for more flexible working hours, days, and or schedules. Many shift worker roles allow shift workers to interact face to face with their community and create memorable experiences for customers. A shift worker clocks in for a shift, whether it be an opening shift, a closing shift, or anything in between, and typically gets paid by the hour. Think of the cashier at your local market, the barrister, the mechanic, the retail worker, or the nurse you see. This is the day to show gratitude for those moments and return the favor in marking their day. There are many ways you can show your gratitude for a shift worker or International Shift Worker Sunday. You can leave a great tip with write a standout review, write thank you notes, and give a card to your favorite local business, to name a few. Many businesses are short staffed and experience rushes during the holiday season. Remember to be an extra patient. Thanks the shift workers you interact with for their service and consider doing an act of kindness for them. There are 2.7 billion shift workers worldwide, making up over 80% of the world's workforce. According to a survey, one in every two shift workers wants more recognition at work. Join us in recognizing shift workers on International Shift Workers Sunday and year round, and follow along as they work to build happier, healthier, more engaged workplaces everywhere. The average age of shift worker is 34 years old. On average, shift workers work 17 shifts per month, and even then make many take on more or fewer shifts as needed. Particularly in healthcare industry, shift workers take the most time off sick. The pandemic helped highlight the role of shift workers in healthcare industry, including their exposure to sickness. The busiest day for shift workers in many industries is Friday. You can find many shift workers working on weekends and even holidays. Rotating shifts is usually tough and consuming and often requires sacrifices as time passes. Regardless, 40.5% of shift workers say they feel happy at work. Today is also commemorated as Philatelic Week. Philatelic Week is celebrated in the last week of November to promote the significance of philately to the arts, culture, science, and international relations. This year it is held from November 24 to November 30. The field and the hobby of philately have been in existence for more than 150 years. Philately is the study and collection of postage stamps, postcards, postmarks, and other materials relating to post delivery. It refers to the appreciation and research of these materials. Philately is viewed by many of the world's oldest collection hobby. It is practiced in every country that issues postage stamps and is mainly popular in the US, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. The origin of philately can be traced to 1840 when the English post office introduced postage stamps. The postage stamps were an idea by Rowland Hill, who proposed in 1937 pamphlet. Post office reform, its importance and practicability as a solution to the revenue problem from post office in Great Britain was experiencing. The Exchequer supported this proposal, and on May 1st, 1840, a one penny design in black and two penny one in blue with the profile of Queen Victoria went on public scale. In 1841, the earliest reference to stamp collecting was recorded when a lady placed an advertisement in the Times of London looking to cover her dressing room with cancelled postage stamps. So later on, between 1842 and 1843, New York City, the Brazilian Empire, and the Swiss cantons of Zurich and Geneva started issuing stamps. In 1847, the US government issued stamps of 5 cents and 10 cents, bearing the pictures of Benjamin Franklin and George Washington, respectively. As of 1850, most countries in the world has begun issuing postage stamps. It was around 1850s that philately took off. The person considered to be the first philatelist is Manson, a postmaster who lived in Paris. In 1855, Manson sold his stamp collection to the stamp merchant and second-hand book dealer Edgar de Laplanty. Following the sales of his valuable collection, many stamp merchants started to emerge. In the late 19th century, individuals worldwide and countries began collecting stamps, and countries like England, Germany, France, and Belgium created mechanisms to collect stamps, and also some of the countries established museums dedicated to their history and philately. In 1934, German philatelist Hans von Rodolph suggested the idea of celebrating an annual postage day. The idea was quickly adopted in Germany, and other countries later established their stamp day on October 13, 1969. President Ferdinand E. Marcos of the Philippines proclaimed the last week of November as Philatelic Week. This week is also commemorated as Better Conversation Week in November in US from November 24th to 30. During the week of Thanksgiving, this year from November 24 to 30, founded by Lauren Eckroth. This day encourages everyone to have more open, meaningful conversations with their loved ones. It creates awareness about the benefits of better conversation and shows that while talking about your feelings and thoughts can be challenging, it doesn't have to be. So the art of the conversation is dying out. In fact, we lost the ability to truly engage and connect with others outside the rectangular frames of our electronic devices. But connections are fundamental to the human experience. Conversations deepen relationships and form connections where none previously existed. Throughout history, conversations have started and even ended. Full scale wars, and when done right, they can transform our world for better. By avoiding conversation or stumbling through conversations, we risk getting misinterpreted or misunderstood. At the same time, we miss the chance to connect with others, to know their fears, happiness, and deep seated vulnerabilities, and let them know ours. So, Better Conversations Week hope to change how we approach conversations at home or elsewhere. You don't need to be a natural conversation wizard to have memorable chats. You don't have to be live party either. Great conversations stem from listening, no real listening, and building it from there. Listen with intent to understand, resist the urge to reply, and carefully consider what you want to say. Moreover, your audience, we meet diverse people from various walks of life every day, such as corporate hotshots, concerned neighbors, and exhausted spouses. Each one views the world differently. Meaningful dialogue takes place when we meet everyone in the middle, and if you find the conversation isn't going anywhere, ask open ended questions. It always works. Today is also commemorated as Celebrate Your Unique Talent Day in US on November 24th. Nationwide, it is a day to accept and celebrate individual talents. Beauty lies in being different. We are not made to all fit in box. Celebrate Your Unique Talent Day is a day to accept these differences and to love what each of us has to offer. So stand on your hands, curl your tongue, do uncanny impressions. You are a prolific whistler, graffiti artist, or double jointer, whatever it may be. Celebrate your talent today. No actual historical timeline exists when it comes to talents. People had their unique talents for as long as they have been existed. More conventional talents may have come into existence a little later. For example, being a gifted guitarist was only possible after the invention of the guitar. But other quirky talents have been around since day one, and we don't know where we would be without them. It is too far fetched to think that the world would be different, place without special skills and talents. We wouldn't know light if it wasn't for the guy whose unique talent was rubbing sticks together until they spark. Music would sound so different if it wasn't for the person whose unique talent was creating sounds from flat, hollow surfaces, eventually leading to the invention of drums. Talents don't even have to be revolutionary to be celebrated. Even being able to touch your tongue to your nose is great, unique to you, and deserves to be hyped up. As PGA Master Dr. Alison Third is quoted to have said, being different is a strength, not a weakness. Society has to shut it down in the past, but we're progressively becoming more accepting and inclusive. Not everyone is born to be a singer or dancer. Some people are gifted to bend their thumb all the way back, and they deserve recognition too. As a matter of fact, the true celebrations doesn't even lie in the external validation. Do you think the first person to rub wooden sticks together didn't get weird looks from his friends? What would have happened if he had let the judgment to get him and stopped exploring his talent? Accepting your inherent uniqueness is powerful in ways that one can celebrate your unique talent in. Is a just reminder of that. Today is also commemorated as Stirrup Sunday in UK. The last day before first Advent Sunday on November 24th this year by making delicious Christmas puddings with family. This wasn't the original meaning of the day. As this Sunday leading to Christmas, it's religiously important to Christians who mark the day with specific Bible readings. However, since the Victorian era, it has been a day of family celebration and cooking. Traditionally, family members would stir pudding and make wishes for the new year on this day. Besides delicious family bonding, the day offers a chance to get ahead and cross off at least one item to your Christmas to-do list pudding. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls before leaving the platform. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we have a program organized, international webinar organized by Usmania University. So we request everyone to attend. The links have been already shared in the group, regular groups, and on Facebook. If you haven't yet received, we will also, you can check the website for the same. The website address remains same for all the programs. So you can go there and check it. We'll also try to share once again on all the platforms. So see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.